So what do we want to fix here? Well, let's go back to our board and see what particles we need to fix. So for the displacements, if we again redraw our structure here, our original statement of the problem was that we wanted to fix 1/10 of L here, 1/10 of L here, and 1/10 of L here. L being the total length of the beam that was 120 millimeters. So L over 10 is equal to 12 millimeters. But because the particle diameter is 3 millimeters, then we need to fix the first 4 particles. So 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4 right in the middle around the axis of symmetry, and 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right there. So again, if you remember the ID that goes left to right, bottom to top, the first particle is ID 0, the second 1, 2, 3. So consistently here we are saying fix particle 0 in x direction, fix particle 0 in y direction, fix particle 1 in x, 1 in y, 2 in x, 2 in y, 3 in x, 3 in y. So we are fixing these first 4 particles both in y and in x direction. So they are fully pinned, if you want. So it's like having a series of pins here. Then we want to fix, let's go to those to the right here. This last one was particle 39, if you remember from the video before. And then we have 38, 37, and 36. And consistently here we have 36, 37, 38, 39 fixed in x and y. And then those in the middle. So how do we get the particles in the middle? Well, if we had 40 particles, then if we start counting from 1, this particle would be 1, this one would be 20. But because we are starting from 0, this particle is 0, this particle here is going to be 19, one just before the axis of symmetry. The particle before that will be 18, the one after that 20, and then 21. And consistently we fixed 18, 19, 20, 21, x and y. We're not really sure maybe that we did this correctly. Then when we get the first output running the first trial simulation, we look at the axis of symmetry here, and then we check that the ID of this particle is indeed 19. Look at the ID here. This is 19, the one before that is 18, 20 and 21. So we are fixing indeed the correct 4 particles making up the central support. Then in this case I'm also adding an additional constraint which you may or may not add. It can be useful sometimes it isn't. In this case, just for safety, I'm also telling the code that these top 2 particles here, which are 888 and 889, I'm telling the code not to let them move horizontally. And the reason for that is just to avoid that there is a rupture of symmetry that specifically in this example could lead to a final solution where you actually have one brace on one arm on one side and no arm on the other. And this is just because we are working in a scenario where we don't leave many particles to form the lateral branches. So it's just a very specific need for this kind of example where I wanted to enforce symmetry of the final solution. But this is just an additional constraint that is not necessarily, that is not absolutely necessary in general. So we have everything that we need now. We are ready to run the simulation. The last thing that I want to touch on, however, is what do we want to plot? And then we will get there. So to do that, I want to give you an idea of what outputs will be produced by the simulation.